Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television, and we do a few reality shows on the side. And one of those reality shows that we're doing is RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 3. Okay, so it aired last Thursday, so today's Wednesday, so hopefully there's not going to be any spoilers. So here's the thing. I love this show. Now, I gotta say one thing though. Well, you know I love me some Shangela. She cracks me up. She is hysterical. And I do think that her she was a dancer before. I mean, like, that background, she was probably one of the better dancers out there. I mean, it really translates well to drag if you've been a dancer. I know that sounds weird, but it's totally true. It actually translates well if you're a pole dancer too, if you have a dance background. And if you're a stunt person, like, one of the best things about ballet is that, you fall down a lot. And people don't really mention that. But sometimes you fall. But you learn how to fall. You fall so you don't break a hip. So you don't break your arm. You don't get super hurt. You learn how to, put areas with muscles that will shield your impact of when you fall. Things like that. It's very helpful. It's actually, I'm a strong believer in ballet, and I think everyone should take some ballet. So now that public service announcement is out of the way, all right. So I love Shangela, but here's the thing: I have never seen an episode of Game of Thrones. I just haven't. And in fact, last year at White Party, the theme was Gay of Thrones. I was like, well, stupid. And the reason why I haven't seen it, it's not because it isn't fierce or anything like that. It's just that I don't get HBO. I don't have any pay cable choices at all. I haven't had HBO, God, since 2004. So, yeah, 14 years of no HBO. So, I'm not super. But I do love that I'm loving the show through her, enjoying her, Daenerys. I'm Daenerys, bitch. I mean, I'm sure that's a meme, as Kennedy Davenport would say. Oh, bless. Girl, they're gonna make that a meme. Oh, and she's trying to say meme, bless. It was pretty funny, though. But I'm sure that's out there somewhere. In fact, I'll probably find it and post it because it is hysterical. And then they're like, oh, I see who you are. You are Cersei Lannister. Okay, so I know that they're like two chicks that are, I guess, against each other in the show or whatever. Like I said, a lot of those Game of Thrones references, I'm not going to lie, are totally over my head. But, I think that some of the themes of that show, of Game of Thrones, are very universal, like especially in terms of war and strategy. And, even though it's a show I'm not 100% familiar with, I do enjoy Shangela's continued references to that particular show. Like, I love it. So I think it's fantastic. So this time, after De La's shocking elimination, which I was totally shook by that still, but, I kind of understand. I kind of get it, She created a moment of television history by sending herself home that even RuPaul didn't know what to do with. So that's an accomplishment. That's pretty fierce. Okay, so after De La gets sent home and Morgan comes back, they're given, first of all, oh my God, Nancy Pelosi, she came to the workroom. And maybe it's because it's so early in the morning, because right now it is currently 7:05 a.m. Maybe it's because it's so early, but I was just bawling. I was bawling my eyes out because, I mean, it was so lovely to see her there. And she said such words of encouragement to the queens. She was fantastic. All she did was just stop by. She wasn't a judge or anything. But, God, it was so great. It was wonderful. I totally was crying. I was like, because me, I'm an emotional mess. Okay, so the Maxi Challenge was they had to act in this movie that they were making, and oh, good Lord, give me the strong fun. I don't know if I can get this right. It's My Best Squirrel Friend's Bridesmaid's Wedding Trip. And so they all had to play a different Oscar-winning actress in a role. So, sorry. So we have Trixie Mattel as Sharon Frockovich, who is obviously supposed to be Julia Roberts. We have Shangela as Octavia Spencer. She's playing Octavia, who's obviously supposed to be Octavia Spencer. And then Kennedy Davenport is Lala, who's supposed to be Emma Stone. And then here's an interesting thing. Bibi Zahara Benet was chosen as the queen. Now, she was doing Queen Elizabeth like Helen Mirren. But here, I don't necessarily know if I mean, maybe she had to go that route. Maybe they made her do that, right? But I would actually, if it was me and I had this opportunity to do that, I would have done a total younger, sluttier queen a la Elizabeth Hurley in The Royals. Watch The Royals. She's a fierce-ass bitch. She is fierce. Her and William Moseley are the reasons to watch that show. No offense to Alexandra Park, because I love her too, but, I mean, really, it's all about Elizabeth Hurley and William Moseley. They are... And they're not even, like, he plays her son. So, but they are both super hot. And she is amazingly hot. Like, that's kind of how I would have played her queen. Not, because if you're just playing the queen, you don't necessarily have to be the Queen of England. You know what I mean? But I don't know if they could do that. I don't know. Maybe they made her be the Queen of England. I don't know. But I thought if she had done it the other way, like if she had done the Elizabeth Hurley queen, she could have been a lot bitchier, and maybe saved her performance a lot better. Because let's be real, so when and then Morgan McMichaels was the beige swan who was supposed to be Natalie Portman. Now, obviously, we have a few dancers on the show. We've got Morgan, we've got Shangela, we even have Kennedy. And one of the things I do enjoy about Trixie Mattel, first of all, I didn't even know she was from L.A. She's from Los Angeles. How the fuck did I not know that? Have I ever even seen her out at the club? I might have, not as Trixie, but as a boy. Or maybe not. Maybe she is one of those guys that doesn't like to hug people, and which I find very weird. Willem's the same way. I don't judge them for it. I just think it's weird. That's all. But because I'm a very, I'm a hugger. You know what I mean? Like, I will, if I'm so excited, I'm going to embrace you. It's not like I'm trying to, get with you sexually or strangle the life out of you. But, I enjoy hugging people. I just do. I'm sorry. But I don't have a problem with people that don't. I actually, every time I see Willem, I try to make a mental note, okay, don't hug Willem. Don't hug Willem. He does not prefer that. So I try to, be accommodating as well. So, like, if I were to ever meet Trixie, I would probably be the same way. I'd be like, okay, she doesn't like hugs. Not a hugger. Bibi Zahara Benet, not a hugger. Okay, got it. All right. So that's fine. But Morgan McMichaels, she got to choose the roles for everyone. And Sharon was like, and Trixie Mattel was like, I think I could either do Lala or Beige Swan. And she's like, yeah, that's great. Okay, so you're Sharon Frockovich. So here's the thing, though. Trixie better fucking rock the hell out of Sharon Frockovich. She did an amazing job. She was hilarious. Her physical comedy bits were so damn funny. She had this toy baby with her that she just worked the fuck out of that prop. It was great. It was hilarious. She did a really good job. I mean, Shangela did a good job too, but we sort of expected that from Shangela, to be honest with you. Bibi, not so much a good job. She was just being Bibi, really. And then in terms of Black Swan and Lala was okay, but a lot of her jokes fell flat. But Morgan just crashed and burned as Beige Swan. Like, It was difficult to watch because I love me some Morgan McMichaels. I love her, and I love watching her perform. I think she's fantastic. I think she's great. Just it was not in the cards for her. So in the two winners, Trixie and Shangela, they did their lip sync, and oh my God, Shangela was wearing this fat suit, which was absolutely hysterical. It was this fat suit, stripper fat suit, and she had on these blue tights, but she had on this like red G-string over this fat suit, and then she had on this like sequin red bra that she pulls off, and then there's um, um, nipples, pasties on the nipples. Oh my God, it was so damn funny. And then she was like twerking it, and I mean, listen, Trixie Mattel did a good job, but even as she said herself, she's no lip sync assassin. And she was going up against Miss fucking Femme Fatale lip sync assassin. So, obviously Trixie lost, and then Shangela decided to send Morgan home. Now, I believe there's only one more episode of All Stars 3, which is kind of weird, but they've been teasing that they're doing season 10 coming up. So that's nice. March 22nd is when it starts. And the 4 All-Stars are going to be Trixie Mattel, Shangela, BB, and Kennedy. Morgan got sent home. So, and that is actually very typical. The queen that gets brought back usually goes home the next episode. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So, Morgan still fierce. She knows that. So I can't wait to see. I'm telling you, I really think BB Zahara Bonet is the mole. I really think she is. I think she doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of winning this race because she's not in it to win it. She's in it to provide feedback to the judges of everything that happens in the workroom when they're not there. Well, I mean, I guess it makes good television, although that's totally ripped from The Handmaid's Tale. But I think, why do they need someone to do that when it's all on camera? They could have just watch the day's footage. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Just saying. My mouth is all watering today. I don't understand it. I've got the opposite of cotton mouth. Like, I've got like my sweat glands are really just moving. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag AllStars3 to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 3 with me, or you can also hashtag Days to talk Days of Our Lives. I'm excited about that. I've got lots of stuff to talk about it. I mean, a lot of stuff to talk about Days. And you can hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. And while you're looking around my YouTube channel, you can also see my Storytime with Angel Benton series where I tell stories about my life. Alrighty, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.